What's up, y'all? Um, you know, well, first off, before I start, talking in this video, I just want to let y'all know it is freaking hot out here, man. Like it is just baking out here. Like it is just, I feel like I'm in an oven. Like right now, literally, I feel like I'm in an oven. You know, it is just baking out here. But anyway, um, you know, I had a pretty good day today, man. I had a pretty I had a pretty good day today, and you know, I haven't, of course, I haven't, socialized. Well, actually, I have talked to, a couple of my homeboys, from my one of my old friends from my old college, and I actually met one of his friends, that's in my class. I don't know his friend. I just met him today. I was talking to them for a while. Yeah, I was talking to them for a while, and I had a good conversation with them. I was just basically just telling them about, my problems with, females and everything like that. Hold up, y'all. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I had to pause for a second because it was people walking past me, and yet again, there's another person walking past me. Like the school is just, it's like a lot of people. People keep on staring at me, but anyway, like I was saying, I think the coast is clear now. What I was trying to say was, I met, one of the boys. Oh my God, somebody else coming. I feel like I need to make my video somewhere else, but one of the boys that I know from my old college. One of the boys I know from my old college, he I was talking to him about getting girls and stuff, and he was basically telling me the same stuff that everybody else was telling me. He was talking about, that I need to have, confidence and swag, and I need to, maybe he said that I should start, changing my gear. He said that I just needed, because he told me that he got rejected 10 times, and he said he got accepted 20 times. But I told him, I got rejected every time. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. But I got rejected every time, and I never got accepted no times. That's what I told him. I told him that straight up. And it made me. I told him that it made me feel bad, and I told him about, the story about the Asian girl, the Filipino girl that I met here at the library at my college, at my new college, this college that I go to right now. And he was just telling me I just gotta just move on, let it go. Basically just telling me the same stuff everybody else tell me. That some of y'all tell me on YouTube and people in person. Same old, same old. Nothing different. But you know, I just, I was just talking to I was talking to my homeboy, and his friend, got to meet him. Um, didn't talk to any girls, but I actually felt pretty confident today. I didn't really feel nervous today. I think this NoFap thing is actually working now. You know, I'm actually 3 weeks in now, because it's been about 3 weeks since I stopped, you know, spanking the monkey. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Um, that's the clock tower. Um, but anyway, yeah, man, I feel pretty good. I mean, of course, I haven't talked to any girls today. I haven't talked to any girls. I was gonna say, like, there was one girl in my class, cute girl, black girl. She, me and her, like, my class had to do like a we had to do like a class, we had to do like a group project in class, and me and this cute black girl was working together, and we was like doing like this little, we was like trying to draw like a diagram on the board, and we had to explain the diagram on the board, and I was pretty much doing all the work. I was like, she was helping out too, but I felt like I felt pretty confident when I was taking the initiative to do everything. I was like the one that was saying, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and she like, okay, and she just was like watching me do everything that I had to do on the board, and I just felt confident. I felt more dominant. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how a guy's supposed to feel. And I felt good. That made me feel pretty good. That I was being, showing that masculine energy. That's how I felt. I felt like I was giving off that energy. But I mean, y'all probably be saying, why don't you just talk to her? I mean, she seemed like a nice down to earth girl. She don't seem ghetto or, you know, like most of these black girls are, in my opinion. She don't seem like that. She seemed like a very, very nice girl. I'd like to be friends with her. She is pretty attractive. She is pretty good looking. I ain't gonna lie. But you know, today was a pretty good day. You know, that was the only girl that I talked to. But there was one bad thing that I did see though. I saw fucking. Once again, I saw a black guy, and like I said, it's not that many Asians up here, but I happened to find an Asian girl that was talking to some black guy. They was like walking together. They wasn't holding hands or anything like that. They were just walking and talking together. Like they could have been friends, or could be worse. They could have been together. Who knows? But and then it was another Filipino girl, or Asian girl. I don't know what she was. She looked Filipino. I saw this one Filipino chick. God damn, man, this girl was fine as hell. Man, she was wearing like this brown dress. She was like wearing this brown dress. She looked good, man. She looked real, real good. Oh my God, she looked real fine. You know, she was she was banging. But I forgot what else I was about to say. Oh yeah, I'm still, like I said, I'm still talking about these Filipino girls, even though I said that I didn't want to go after Filipino girls anymore. Like I said, deep down, y'all, I still desire Filipino women. Deep down, I mean, I say that I don't really care about them anymore because they don't want to give me the time of the day and all that other stuff. I feel as though maybe the Filipino women online or on tag.com, all those women don't want to give me the time of the day. But maybe, well, then again, no, because in person, same thing. Because like I said, on one of my old channels, my very, very first channel that some of y'all probably, my very, very first channel, this book bag is fucking killing me, man. I think I need to take this book bag off. But I had to take my book bag off. I feel like I'm carrying a boulder on my back. But anyway, got all them books. Anyway, what was I saying? I feel like these Filipino girls, in person, I don't know. Like some of these Filipino women, most of the time they just don't want to. They don't want to give me the time of the day at all. Like seriously, like in my old video on my old channel, I got rejected a lot by Filipino girls, man. I used to always make videos talking about how bad I felt about getting rejected by all these Filipino girls and how it just made me feel real sad. But I still feel that way sometimes. Really, when I get rejected, period. When I get rejected by girls in general, it just make me feel depressed. And these Filipino girls, I just need to just I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about right now. But these Filipino women, man, it seems like they're really hard to get, man. They just really hard to get. And like every time when I see other races of women walking around campus and I be checking them out, they don't ever like look back at me. They always look the other way. When I look at a black girl, on the other hand, sometimes she'll look back at me, or most of the time she won't. It'll be the same thing. Be the same thing. But it's just tough, man. These Filipino chicks, I just need to just stay away from them, man. Like I said, there was only 2 Filipino girls in my whole entire life that I've ever, communicated with. That was real cool. That I was real cool with. All the other Filipino girls, they just threw me under the fucking bus. And and I mean, like I said, I like Hispanic girls too. And Filipino women actually look Hispanic. Because in the Philippines, the Philippines used to be the Philippines used to be a Spanish colony. Like it was like taking like the Spaniards. I think they took over the Philippines at one point, and that's why a lot of these Filipino people look kind of Hispanic. Like they even sound Hispanic. Like if you actually see like a Filipino person or listen to their accent, they actually sound Hispanic. They don't look like regular Asians like you see like in Japan or China. And like I'm not even really interested in those type of Asians I used to be. I mean, I still am, but I feel as though I find Filipino women more attractive, man. That's all. Filipino, I find them more attractive. But like I said, I just need to just forget about Filipino women because they just don't want to. They don't want to give me the time of the day, online and in person. Like the Filipino girls. I feel like if I was in the Philippines, I would probably have a better chance of actually talking to a Filipino girl. If it's a actual Filipino girl, because like I said, it's fucking ladyboys and transsexuals up there in the Philippines, man. It's just ridiculous. And same with Thailand. Thailand is just full of trannies, man. Thailand and the Philippines. It's like some fucking epidemic going on out there, in Southeast Asia. It's ridiculous. All these lady boys, man. It's sad. It's very sad that all these guys are just, you know, they want to be females. They want to be feminine and they want to attract the same, they want to attract other men. That's just disgusting, man. That's just foul to me. That's just very foul. But I might make a part 2 to this, but I'm pretty much just all over the place talking about these Filipino girls. But me, like, as far as my day, I pretty much had a pretty good day. Like I said, haven't talked to any girls. Um, I've seen, like, every day I come up here, I always see a cute girl, man. All the time. Every time I come up here. And a lot of my friend told me that when I see a cute girl, just say that give her a compliment, say that she look nice. I told him, man, like, I can't do that. I'm like, man, I can't do that because I feel as though, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna ignore what I say. And girls have done that, I would say you look good, they would just keep on walking. They wouldn't say nothing. They wouldn't acknowledge me or nothing. Some girls, well, I can't say every time I did it, a girl would ignore me, because there were some times where girls did, appreciate the compliment. But yeah, I gotta make a part 2 to this, y'all. I'm almost at 15 minutes. Stick around for part 2.